In March, you allege that you gave him a rent check for $1,045.
Yes.
He said he would take it to the rental office, and somehow the check never made it there.
That's right.
You were served a 3-day pay or quit notice from your landlord. The landlord said, we can't evict you because of the COVID moratorium, but you're still held responsible for that month's rent. And on top of that, you are accruing late fees. So you're now suing him for $1,045 for the stolen rent money and an additional $1,035 in late fees. I want to ask you about those fees. But let's talk to you for a second, Mr. Bunn, because you allege that this never happened. They never gave you money for March rent, that they have fabricated the story because they simply didn't have the money. You further allege that you weren't even around early March in order to collect their rent payment because you were in Las Vegas
helping
with
her
the plaintiff's daughter.
Yes.
And you never collected this $1,045 rent check.
No.
All right, so you two are the plaintiffs. You have the burden of proof, which means if it's just a he said, she said, then he wins. It's your job to carry the burden of proving to us that he took this money and didn't do what he was supposed to do with it. So let's start at the beginning. You started subletting Mrs. Foray's daughter's apartment in December 2019, yes?
That's right. Because the apartment we was in was too small.
Where were you living before you moved into the apartment?
We were staying in L.A. We had an apartment, a studio apartment, a large single.
Mr. Bunn, where do you get this information? You said that before they moved into the apartment, they'd been living in their car.
That's what her daughter told me. They were homeless. She told me the only reason why they came, she let them into her place in the first place because they was living in their car. She said she was being nice to them.
Regardless of where they were before, this was a better apartment. And it's the right thing to do to make sure your parents are taken care of. Let me ask you this, Mr. Johnson and Ms. Foray, why are you giving the rent money to him instead of just taking it to the office?
Because before we would get the rent, she would come and pick up the rent.
Who, she?
Her daughter.
Oh, I see.
And then he would say, when she wasn't there, when she called and said, just give it to Ricky. And Ricky was our friend, you know. He even gave us rides sometime, you know, when I had trouble with my vehicle. I still consider it as being my friend, you know, because they never did nothing wrong to me. I just thought him and Nene was friends.
All right, let me
her
ask
daughter.
Let me ask Mr. Bunn a couple of questions. Do you still live in the same apartment building with the two of you?
Still there, yes.
Have there ever been occasions, other than this disputed situation in March, where you took the rent check and delivered it to the rental office?
No.
You've never done that before, ever?
No.
Never once?
No.
You live in the same building with them?
Somewhat. You know, they're in a rear building and I'm in a front building.
But it's the same complex?
Same complex.
You're dating Miss Foray's daughter?
I used to, we were together a good while before she moved out of state,
But there was never any occasion where they said, can you drop the rent check off?
I didn't drop no rent checks anywhere, no.
Not one time?
No, not one time.
Why would they just make that story up?
People do all kind of things trying to come up these days. I don't know what's going on.
Trying to come up?
Yes.
So really, your defense is that they are using you as the patsy. You're the scapegoat because they just didn't have the money. So that's his defense.
So why would I give him the rent money in the first place?
I'm asking, but that actually...
he was our friend. And
listen.
He always been our friend. Anyway, Nene, her daughter, she was charging us for the apartment. You know, she was staying in Inglewood. She had moved to Inglewood. And then sometimes she'd come in the morning, and sometimes she didn't. And then on the day that we supposed to pay the rent, you know, she said she'd pick it up. As she couldn't, she said, give it to Ricky.
Let me stop you for a second. Ms. Foray, is your daughter's name still on the lease?
No.
How are you going to convince the three of us that you gave him the money? We don't have text messages documenting it.
No.
He is firmly denying it. And not only is he denying it in this circumstance, he's saying that he never, ever took the rent check to the office for you.